Your handwriting should have a flow, right? Either everything should be standing in attention, or you lean it towards the left, you lean it towards the right. Not that you keep it like a flower vase where everything is like, spread out. An introduction should be where you introduce the answer. And that introduction again should be on the basis of the demand of the question. Compile the reports, look at the data, based on the data, take a decision. So always keep it in mind. Your graph, your flowchart, if you are putting it up, it should be self-explanatory. When you are going for a Karan Johar movie, you know it very well. You can leave your brains at home. This right here is what I would call like an Anurag Kashyap movie. Hello everyone, welcome to PW OnlyIAS English YouTube channel. I'm Nikhil Ram and I'm here with a very important video, a very important topic. There are 10 most important things that UPSC examiners hate when it comes to the mains exam. So I'm not going to waste any time. Let us get right into the chase, and it starts with your handwriting. Now, handwriting, it is not just about the legibility part, that whether it is readable or not. Now, for example, if you take this answer here, pretty much I'm sure you're able to read it. Frederick Winslow, F.W. Taylor, American mechanical engineer as well as father of scientific management, proposed the theory of scientific management. It is readable. But if you actually look at it, look at the way it has like occupied the space or number of words per line. When you have limited space to write in your exam, this handwriting can become a problem for you. Because you are occupying too much of space, but the content that you're delivering, it is very limited. I have only given a sample of this answer, but I remember reviewing it. When I received it, I remember reviewing it. This gentleman had wrote back to back 2-3 answers. By the time I reached the third answer, his handwriting was creating a jarring effect on my eyes. Because if you see, there is no order to it. It is almost like a disorganized crowd, like a flower vase it is. Some are leaning towards left, some are pretty straight. Then this side, if you see, it is going towards the right. Your handwriting should have a flow, right? Either everything should be standing in attention, or you lean it towards the left, you lean it towards the right. Not that you keep it like a flower vase where everything is like, spread out. If you want to know the difference between this, and look at this. Got the point here? See, even now we have no idea what exactly happens in a mains evaluation center. What are the things that they look for and they ignore? But don't you think, if you are the examiner, you see an answer where everything is very neatly put, there is proper gap, you can read it properly, don't you think it will create a positive impact in you? You will be automatically inclined to give better marks here. And even if 1 mark extra you feel like giving, don't you think that will impact your interview round as well as your final selection, which cadre you get, which service you get? You think about it. You don't take anything because, oh, Nikhil said. You just think of it from an examiner's point of view. You evaluate an answer like this first. Then you go for an answer like this. Which one will you feel comfortable to read and review? Getting the point here? So that is one of the first and foremost things that you should be aware of. Your handwriting should be legible. Plus on top of it, you should not unnecessarily make it too big or too disorganized where, person later feels, what has this person written? Got the point? Moving on to the next issue, which is the introduction part. Now, generally, when people say introduction, what introduction should we give? Generally, people are worried. Now, it's a very simple thing that I have always insisted. For example, if you read this question here, what is the controversy surrounding UGC Regulation 2026? What measures would you suggest to counter it? 15 marks, 250 words. So, what is the controversy? So, first and foremost thing you should be doing, what is the minimal thing is what? What do you mean by UGC? University Grants Commission, what it is? One simple intro. Then you go for its regulation part. Then you explain what is in that regulation, which part was the controversial part, why it became controversial, what is the way forward, or currently what is its status. That's it. It's as simple. Now, if you look at this answer here, Concerns over discrimination in higher education institutions have intensified in recent years. What concerns? Which concerns? What type of discrimination are we talking about here? This could have been the part of the body of the answer, not an introduction. An introduction should be where you introduce the answer. And that introduction again should be on the basis of the demand of the question. This is the reason why when people say, so for intro, I will always study this and I will go. For conclusion, I have decided I will always write that. Is it okay, sir? Not okay. Because topics can be same. Your intro, your conclusion will always be based on the type of the question that has been asked to you. This is not university exam, not your 10th and 12th board exam where you will go with a template mindset. That, okay, if this question comes, this will be my intro. You cannot have a fixed template for your introduction and your conclusion. It is always going to be what? The priority is what? What is the demand? In other words, you should be ready to improvise in that 3 hours when you see the question, what intro I will give, what conclusion I will give. That is why mains exam is about skill and hard work. Because only somebody who has kept on writing answers, starting with the PYQs from 2013 onwards, and somebody who has practiced enough of test series, only they will be in a position to develop that skill. You ask any question you want, I will write the intro, I will write the conclusion based on that question. Because now they are so used to it. Clear here? Moving on. The next thing is maps, diagrams, flowcharts. Maps, diagrams, flowcharts. Now, diagram and flowchart, I'm pretty sure most of you will make graphs, most of you will make flowcharts. You are pretty used to it. The essential component that people generally miss out is map. Because map, it is a little difficult. And only if you have practiced it, it will come to you that, yeah, for this answer, I can give a map. For example, again, why do some of the most prosperous regions of India have an adverse sex ratio for women? Give your arguments. Now, this lady or this girl student has actually written everything. Like the introduction is good. India's sex ratio she gave according to Niti Aayog, the Sustainable Developmental Goals. Punjab, Haryana, prosperous regions she mentioned. And she gave the data also. Perfect. But region, the moment you see region, geography related, anything you see in the question, you immediately draw a map there. Minimum thing what could have been done? At least a small map. Or at least the northwest region. Correct? Minimum. So these things should come out. Organically it should come out, and it will only come when you make it a habit. So initially itself, when you start practicing answer writing, it is not that, okay, I have to finish within 15 minutes. No. Initially take your time. Read the question properly. Okay, for this question, should I draw a map? For this question, does it warrant a flowchart? Or does it warrant a graph? Those things you should analyze first. Then, okay, it requires a map. Okay, it requires a flowchart. Okay, I can put a diagram here. Second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, when you keep doing this exercise, by the sixth, seventh time, what will happen is as soon as you read the question, map will come out. Flowchart will come out. Not because, oh, okay, let me draw a flowchart for every answer. Not at all required. It again depends on the demand of the question and whether it will add value to the question or not. So how will we get to know? Keep writing. Keep practicing. There is no single silver bullet that will give you a solution to all of this. Got it? Moving further. The next part is data. For example, now, if you look at this, positive impact. So the question is about work from home and its impacts, like positive impact, negative impact. So heading, everything is pakka. It will strengthen family bond. Work from home culture. Studies show 62% of Indians reported stronger family relationships after COVID-19. Very good. Parental involvement, reduced expenditure on travel. For these two headings, if you see, there is no validation. Like, how did you come to this conclusion? From where did you get this data? Parental involvement is more or expenditure is less. How did you get to know? Any report what is made by an IAS officer or by a government servant in general, based on data, you make the conclusion. You take any report you take. That is how always they write a report. And that is the exact job which you will be doing once you enter the service. Your job is just that. Once your stint as district collector is over, or you become a secretary, or even if you are a assistant collector, your job is what? Compile the reports, look at the data, based on the data, take a decision. That's how it is. So you also should maintain that habit from when? In your mains. Clear? The next part is example, which is almost similar to this data point only. For example, again, in the way forward section of an answer, partnership models, women only spaces, men for women, inclusive but focused goals. These are the prospects that have been written to make these organizations, women oriented organizations better, etc. Solutions have been given. Fine. Where men participate in supportive groups. Men participating in supportive groups where women are there. Example for that. Your job is not to give solutions which are non-existent. Your job is to give solutions which are already there or which are being planned, either within the country or outside the country. Now she gave so many solutions. Okay, women only spaces, men for women, etc. Okay, remain intact, etc., etc. She has given some simple explanations for all of this. But where is the example for it? So what does this look when you don't have examples and you just talk about all this? What does this look? They look utopian because they only exist in the aspirant's head. It is not there in reality. UPSC nor the government of India wants suggestions from you which are utopian. They already have all the things in place. They only are looking whether you are aware of it or not. Moving on. No link between heading and data or example. This is the next major issue. Losing track of what the question is, losing track of what you have written. Can't be blamed. I'm not telling that this is a big failure or something. This will happen because see, 20 questions you're supposed to answer. So many topics are there. So sometimes this can happen. Say for example now, this is something to do with women leadership, etc. So she gave the heading family and household. Again, the handwriting, if you see, it is totally illegible. All the letters of the same size, making it very difficult. The family and household, societal norms. Expectation matches. Girls should be decent, where boys are given more freedom. Pink for girls, blue for boys. And this I don't know what she has written. Traditional, perpetuate traditional roles. Like, what is the link here? Dress preference or color preference? Fine, I understand. The colors are associated with, that is dressing. How is that dressing sense is linked with traditional roles? Is the dress color the reason why women are subjected to traditional roles? Not necessarily, right? We have that bracket and space. That is true. Generally, otherwise also, I don't know. It is not that men later don't want to wear pink. There are men who wear baby pink colors, shirt and all. Even I think at one point, even I have a baby pink, very light pink color. It's a choice. Correct. It's a choice actually at the end of the day. When you're small, yes, nobody may probably make you wear a pink color t-shirt or something. But once you grow old, you are free to wear. There are today openly people are wearing such type of t-shirts or pants or whatever. But how is that related to family and household, man? How is that related to traditional household? So what happens here is it goes for a full toss. When the examiner is suddenly like, yaar, heading to ye tha, likha kuch aur hai, and in between you have written down about this thing, dress. What is the link? So that linking is very, very important. You should have a complete clarity as to what you're going to write. And this is just the initial stages of the answer writing. Because this will only improve when you keep writing it again and again and again. And these are not difficult questions. So, for example, every year I keep telling people, question on gender, question on education, question on health, these are guaranteed. These are guaranteed, sure shot questions. Make no doubt about it. And they are always pretty direct. 99% they are direct, where anybody will be able to write it. Got the point here? Moving on. Lack of flow. Now, this lack of flow is a major issue which I have generally seen in the essays. I have not seen it in answers, because 10 marker, 15 marker, like I told you, generally everybody will maintain a flow. Everybody knows intro, body, conclusion. That much clarity 99% of the aspirants will have. But it becomes very tricky for them when they have to write a 125 mark essay. So this is again something to do with gender, violence, etc. That was the topic of the essay. If you actually look at the content of the essay, she's talking about gender-based violence, then she talks about marital norms, then she moves on to patriarchy and now what is this culture? Honor culture. All right. Then after all of that, she moves into female infanticide. Don't you think female infanticide should have been the first issue? That is the first point where gender discrimination starts. It's a girl. Oh, correct. Then the next issue is what? Whether the child should be put to school or not. That is where this patriarchy and honor culture, etc. will kick in. Then it should have been gender-based violence. Then marital norms. Correct? So, when you maintain it from the time the girl child is in the womb of the mother to all the way till she is an adult, what are the issues she faces? You put a timeline or a chronology. It becomes easy for you to write the essay. It also becomes easy for the examiner to review it. Because there is a clear evolution. That is a linear way of writing, we call it. Linear style. That is one after the other. Like a Karan Johar movie. You don't have, you know it. When you are going for a Karan Johar movie, you know it very well. You can leave your brains at home. Hero will come, heroine will come. Hero intro song, heroine intro song. Hero meets heroine, song. Hero falls in love with heroine, song. Hero fights with heroine, song. Hero comes back to heroine, song. The end. Correct? This right here is what I would call like an Anurag Kashyap movie. When bullet will come, when bomb will blast, who killed whom, who cheated whom, you are like, yeah. This is intro scene. Oh, okay. This was the intro that they showed then. Correct. You have to figure it out. You have to be like completely present there. Your answers should be linear. Follow a timeline. Follow a chronology. It becomes easy. Incomplete sentences. This is one of the major issue in the rush to fill or complete the answer, because initial days itself many aspirants do that mistake. They keep a timeline. Sir, I wrote this answer in 10 minutes. I wrote this. I keep telling them, don't do that. Now what happens because of that? Say for example, reasons for rising suicides among young women. Domestic violence. Straight away data. What do you mean by domestic violence? And see, try to avoid these striking out, etc. Relative deprivation, education and empowerment for women clashing with rigid social norms. But how is that heading being explained? Instead, you should basically what should have been the sentence here for this relative deprivation? Social norms often deprive women access to education and employment rather than writing it as empowerment. Correct? Then you give the example. Here in this answer again, you can probably see a lot of empty spaces, gaps. Don't do that again. Keep it packed like a proper report. Keep it packed, but not too packed where the gaps, there is no gap at all between the sentences. Keep it decent. Unnecessarily, why you want to waste space here and there? And simply fill it up. For a 10 marker, it will not affect you much. But for a 15 marker, for a essay, if you maintain this style of writing, you will finally, will run out of page. Got the picture here? Moving on. Irrelevant diagrams. This is one important issue that I have seen. Because somewhere some topper told, draw flowchart for everything or draw diagram for everything. And then everybody has come to this grand conclusion, okay, we should draw flowchart, we should draw diagram for everything. Does it require there is the question. Say for example, if a question is on Attorney General of India, which has appeared twice in UPSC, is there a necessity for a flowchart there? Actually, the bandwidth is very, very less because it's a very direct question. So who is the Attorney General of India? Which article it is? What are their powers? What are their limitations? Conclusion. Finished. There is not much scope there. Correct? Even if you put something down, it should be self-explanatory. Anybody who looks at the diagram, they should understand what it is. Now look at this diagram here. Fertility rate, she has showed it as increasing. Oh, not, sorry, this is my marking here. Fertility rate she wrote. Education level she wrote. Fertility rate she is showing as, I don't know, declining. From high to low it is declining as education is increasing. And this, if education level is high, fertility is low, I don't know. Why this line was put, I don't know. Because this explains pretty much. Okay, fertility is very high, but education is low. Understood. Why this additional line here? Ulta line. कहना क्या चाहते हो? What are you trying to portray here? So always keep it in mind. Your graph, your flowchart, if you are putting it up, it should be self-explanatory. Keywords you want to put so that you don't forget the answer, you want to put a flowchart. Go ahead. Nothing wrong with it. That same keywords what you used in the flowchart should come in your answer later in the form of an explanation. Then they are in toto. Clear? Moving on. Writing inside margin. Now generally when I receive answers where even one single letter falls inside the margin, I immediately send them back. I immediately tell them this, rewrite and resubmit. Even if one letter comes inside the margin. Because I'm not sure how many of you are aware, there is negative marking for mains exam. I repeat. One of my acquaintance from Bangalore here, Karnataka again, in his fourth interview, it was his fourth interview, fourth mains. Four interviews he has gone. Okay. So somebody who knows how to write a mains answer, because otherwise you will not get an interview call. He got -35. So when he filed an RTI query, the only reasoning given by the UPSC was failed to follow UPSC instructions. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. So maybe he would have written. That is the only conclusion that he could come up with. Maybe I would have wrote one or two, words or something inside the margin. Got rejected. Because of that -35 marks, gone. 1 mark itself will change your whole future. -35 if you get, imagine. Getting the picture here. So come what may, you shouldn't write anything inside the margin. When you're practicing answers also, ensure that you're doing in that proper UPSC format where margins are drawn on both the sides and you practice in that. Don't write it in ruled books, notebooks from your school zamana. Clear, people? With that, we come to a conclusion of our session today. Please let me know what are your thoughts on it, and any further topic that you would like me to take, please put it up in the comment section. Have a fantastic day. Take care.